make their third appearance on primetime this season, while the Colts look for their first win in Baltimore since 2009. Next on Monday Night Primetime.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. They left in the middle of a cold night in 1984, but the Colts are back, and we're underway in Baltimore. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Colts offense ready to go here for the first time, and the former Philadelphia Eagle turned Indianapolis Colt Carson Wentz set to take over here at the controls in his first year in Indianapolis.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. That's why he didn't like doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Wentz. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman, and this is dropped. Oh, boy. A chance for a big play early, but he could not secure it.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. James Prochet deep for Baltimore. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Well, the Ravens offense set to take over and led by a man still just in his 4th season in the NFL, the 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson.
The best numbers that Lamar Jackson possesses is that his team wins the vast majority of games that he starts at quarterback. But in addition, 2,900 yards rushing in his career. They know how to build around him and play to his strengths.
Forced out to his left. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Having open downfield, he keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Throwing is Jackson. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there, nearly an opening drive INT.
And that may have been incomplete, but he reminds me so much of when my dad used to take me to the baseball stadium and watch the home run hitters in batting practice. I'll get to the stadium early just to watch this kid throw it. He can throw it out of the stadium.
Escaping the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. And this is caught inside the 5. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Tylan Wallace, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves John that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Wentz going to throw. And that going to be taken in by Ashton Doolin. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. They'll run on first down. It's Hines. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
They run with Hines. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack. And that's what I'm seeing so far.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 35. Now Jackson on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And this one is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, but it's going to be 2nd down.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. So first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake
And now some space to operate. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Well, Jonathan Taylor, like most guys from Wisconsin, he's not one to shy away from contact. He proved it right there.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for, because you know all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him, or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they go to work on a 1st and goal.
Taylor.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson being chased out left. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble, and gets him a 1st down.
The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Jackson. Throw right side, taken in by Wallace. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Tylan Wallace with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage.
Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Shotgun now for Wentz. Buying time to his left. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Wentz can pull it down when he needs to, and the 6'5" quarterback picks up the first down. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down. Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Here's Wentz to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Try to punch it in with Taylor. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone, we're thinking we're giving up 3.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, he exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wentz, and down he goes. They bring down Wentz in the sack. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now Wentz on 3rd down. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Zach Pascal, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Until that late score here in the 2nd quarter, they only had the field goal. So that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half. But when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as the head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
Latavius Murray getting set to go again. And he's had his chances in this game. He just hasn't been able to find any daylight so far.
Patience, patience, patience. And that's the hard part for a runner because they expect every run to be a big one for something to pop. So they have to sometimes go through the struggles before it happens for them later in the game. But you got to give credit to the rest of the team. They've worked around the fact that he hasn't had his normal big game.
Yeah, despite his struggles, still winning here in the second quarter. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews. And all the way down to the 9. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. Jackson now. Escaping the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tyler Wallace, the intended receiver. But it'll be second and goal. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tyler Wallace in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, and it can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Well, the Ravens say they have it. They do have it. Well, they just scored, they got the lead, and they decide to keep their foot on the accelerator, so to speak.
Scouting, scouting, scouting. They had to have seen something in their preparation for this game that told them in this situation, if they get the look they like, let's go ahead and go for it anyway. They like being bold.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. 1 second, all that remains. Flush to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, where you see the final score there. Kirk Cousins, terrific in the victory, as his guys up their mark to 4-1 now. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that ball game to the visiting Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting LA Rams. Chris Carson, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. Both teams going back through their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we go back up to Baltimore and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson sliding out of the pocket. Got his man there. It's Wallace, complete. Touchdown! Tylan Wallace, 48 yards. And the Ravens come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And sometimes you see big plays develop on a route like this, a slant route, and the object, very simple. Get the ball to your receiver in stride. This one was right on the money. He didn't miss a beat, and then it's off to the races, and there he goes.
And according to next-gen stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour.
So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Wentz now on first down. Taken in by the tight end Doyle. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Wentz going to give this to Taylor.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. Crochet on the return.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts it.
And shutting him off, now open field. Fights through it. Still going. They can't stop him.
And he takes it all the way down to the 3.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, this is a case of improper form from a tackling perspective, because when you get ready to go up against a back like this, everyone has to be able to understand you've got to be able to slow him down and let the cavalry come to the rescue. They were nowhere to be found that time, though, and this winds up being a big play.
And on the next-gen stats, CD, we can see he covered an even 70 yards after that initial contact.
Now it's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat. On 2nd and goal. Jackson eluding the pressure. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown.
Tylan Wallace
there to make the grab. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. You might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. In to make the stop, Patrick Queen, the linebacker, the Ravens' leading tackler in 2020. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another second down. That'll be third.
So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their third down defense, right? Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on third down.
And he's got some space here. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. And a big 32-yard play on third. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Calais Campbell, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. After the sack on first down, Wentz. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. Going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And some room to work. And just shutting him off there. He's at the 40. 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Latavius Murray, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Ravens add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And you can say that is just another cherry on top for this defense, and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the
under pressure, and they got to him again. Pernell McPhee in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Now after the sack, Wentz and the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 46. Time to ground it out now with Murray. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
112 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
On 1st down, Murray. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Baltimore, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And next week, they get to stay home again as the Los Angeles Chargers come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.